All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Message of Hope, intuitive tarot and oracle reading, where these are not intended to be predictive, but they might be. And I want to just first start off by saying thank you for being here, for all of the likes, subscribes, comments, shares, all of that stuff. I appreciate you being here and, of course, supporting the YouTube channel. And we are going to do a reading today. I mentioned this a while back, or not that long ago, but it was a little while ago, maybe a week ago, that we were going to do a reading on discomfort. And so we're going to do that because I've noticed current energy of people being uncomfortable, and that it may be necessary to allow oneself to be uncomfortable so that transition and change, healthy change and positive transitions can emerge and take place. So, and who knows if that's going to be fully what shows up here. But let's just see. Let's see what other insights might come through. So we're going to start with the Every Day is a New Day deck. And first card is, I love it. It says, to receive the new, we have to release our grip on the old. Allow past success to inspire future success. Be grateful for what was and now open and ready to receive what's next. And this is card number 69, which, if you just think about the 6 and the 9, right? It's a perfect fit in one way, right? And I'm not going to take this in that direction, okay? It's a perfect fit on the one hand, and yet it's kind of opposites, right? It's the 9 has the circle up top, but the 6 has the circle on the bottom. So really might be a complete reversal of how something is being done or something is being viewed for whatever you're currently working on or whatever you're trying to create in the moment. So, okay, I'm going to pull another one. Let's see if there's another. Okay, I feel like the answer is no on that. Okay, so let's move to a different deck. And we're going to pull from the Oracle of Mystical Moments. And see what wants to come through here. Okay, what is this one? We have here starting off Morning Dew Girl. Morning Dew Girl. There's a lot of green here. Let's see what else maybe wants to come through. Okay, what else? What else wants to come through to support us in maybe being in a space of discomfort, anything having to do with discomfort? What additional messages can you provide us to support us in this space? Help us have insight and clarity on what's evolving. Oh, okay. Oh, man. Okay, hold on. I got to go get that one. Okay, so the one that fell on the floor was Sleeping Beauty's Dream. I don't know if I showed you the first one. So Morning Dew Girl and Sleeping Beauty's Dream. Okay, I feel like a message is starting to come through, but I'm going to pull one more from this deck. What additional insight can you provide us as we work through discomfort? Okay, we have 2 additional ones. What do we have here? We have Change of Seasons and The Journey. So I think it's kind of obvious, but I'll state the obvious. We're definitely being heard and seen. Insights are, our question about discomfort has been heard. So now what are we seeing? I am initially seeing might be taking on a lot, maybe too much even, or it might simply be burdened by a lot of things, could be having to do with home or just There could be a sense of, okay, so I get a sense of sadness because things are changing. And there could be, that sadness could actually be a lot like grief, and could be something where maybe you're in a space right now where you wake up every morning and just still feeling sad, still feeling the grief. Could be crying a lot, or maybe, have already done a bit of crying. And maybe that's not something you have done a lot of in the past. So it could be an element of like things catching up with you, and it's all coming out now. And there could be a desire to control aspects of this discomfort or this change. And I'm, I'm getting that from this one here. My goodness, these are like slippery cards. Okay, I'm getting that from this one here, the journey. And she's got this, we might initially think that she's got a rope around her. It's kind of like a deer. I think it's supposed to be a deer. It almost looks like it could be some other animal, but I think it's supposed to be a deer. And deers are, well, I perceive deers as sweet animals. And so, kind of gives this element of something in its infancy and something that is delicate. Because the supposed rope that she has is actually a ribbon around the deer's neck. And as it's right in front of the neck, it's got like a flower, like a, so it's like something that could be, say, what do you call that? Oh my God, I'm blinking. What do you call that? Like a choker type, a ribbon choker. But we don't really want to choke this sweet animal, right? This beautiful thing that is unfolding, that we're moving towards, that maybe we can't fully see, right? She's looking down. She's not actually looking ahead. And actually, it doesn't really even look like she's looking at the deer. So I feel like the deer is this new thing that's emerging, the new creation, the new direction. She's not really looking at it though, but she is trying to control it. And the deer, I want to say, knows the way forward, but it's not that the deer knows everything about how this new journey is going to unfold, but it nevertheless can see in front of itself, right? Like it at least can see this is the next step. This is where we're going. It holds part of the vision, but she's not even looking at the vision. So some of the discomfort could be shifting your gaze, and also being mindful of how much am I trying to control the change that is trying to take place. Because if I were to, just maybe loosen up my grip a little, or even just, lift my gaze, then I could see that things are maybe brighter than might potentially be fearing. And we don't want to hurt the new creation, right? We don't want to hurt that sweet deer. We don't want to choke out the goodness that could be created, before it actually gets created, right? We don't want to sabotage. We don't want to sabotage this change. And there's a theme of red flowers or red leaves showing up a lot. So that could be indicative of fall time, which I'm recording this and we are nearing fall. We're almost in the fall here. This is end of summer right now. And there's like an element of wanting to, I don't know, this may evolve what I'm about to say, but how I sort of see it now is there may be this element of wanting to put your stamp on something, which I think we can all understand on some level. And yet to some degree, it's like that may be part of the control that that needs to be let go of, at least for now, at this stage, at this phase of it. So it's kind of, this lady is, yeah, she's releasing past memories of what has already been successfully created in the past, and she's also allowing even maybe some recent creations. So this is change of seasons, right? So I'm kind of getting, as I look at all these things that are kind of swirling around her, but also sloughing off of her, she's releasing, I want to say winter, spring, and fall, which is very interesting. Yeah, this feels very much present tense, actually. She's kind of in the summer, and it might be kind of smoggy outside, or there could be, where I live, there tend to be a lot of, knock on wood, there tend to be a lot of fires in the summer. If there's a lot of dry land and then a lot of heat, creates conditions for fires to start, which is not good, right? We don't really like that. But so with that, there could, maybe you also live in a place where there's fires, or maybe there's just a lot of smoke in the air, whether it be from smog or just maybe some other situation or condition surrounding what this change is for you. So there could be an element of things burning down, and that could be part of this, right? Maybe this house, I also get that this is, there's stars. She has her eyes closed and there are stars around. So as if that this is what's weighing on her mind as she sleeps at night. Could be, dreaming about all her stresses and all the burdens that are taking place. And maybe it's, I want to say metaphorically and hopefully not literally, but, maybe it's like burning the house down, right? Everything that's been created and built. Maybe if we're doing a 180 or, the 69, completely reversing everything, maybe it's everything that's been built is having to be burnt down because it's now time for a season change, which means she's going to be building anew. And you might be at the beginning phase of this. That's what I'm getting by this. This one says Morning Dew Girl, and it's number 13, and dew as in DEW. And in case it's relevant for anybody, this is an Asian girl. Just a lot of grief, a lot of sadness. She's, there's a lot of water. Okay, let's see what else. That was just from that one deck there. Let's pull from the Heal Yourself deck. There we go. Let's see here. Let's see. And of course, as always, let me know what insights you get. I'd love to hear, how the messages resonate for you. Oh, okay, let's see. What else? What else wants to come through to give us more insight on discomfort? And, what is going to be most beneficial or helpful to us as we move through a time of discomfort? What do we have? We have, okay. And okay. We have sexuality, number 4. Let's see. Let's see if there's another one. What else? Is there another message from this deck that wants to... Okay. Rejection. And number 13 again. Okay, so this could be picking up on a different kind of discomfort, so a different scenario. Maybe everything I've shared before is one story that you may or may not relate to. And this next thing I see is there could be discomfort for someone being rejected for their sexuality. And it could feel like you're tethered to something. Like it's hard to walk away from what's contributing to the discomfort. So it's pretty faint, but you can kind of see it on there. There's kind of like a web, like it's not quite a cobweb. It's kind of like an active web, or we could say a cord, right? Energetic cord that's connecting this person to her past. She's trying to look forward. And this is it's a beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. And once again, so this person's wearing a choker. So this is where we could have some overlap of different storylines, if that's the case. Could be some sort of, cord or connection to a past family member, or just ancestors in general, or perceptions of, because it actually looks like this web is, or this cord, this energy connection or attachment is connected to this frame that's on the wall behind her. So it's kind of this element of like ancestors, or so maybe a grandparent, or just, that could simply be like a, symbolic of the way things have always been, right? If we're talking about sexuality, then we could be talking about LGBTQIA+. At the same time, this person, let me see. Oh, interesting. Okay. So what I wanted to first point out is that this person, you're walking away, but there's a part of you that's still looking back. So you're trying to walk away. You're trying to let things flow and move forward. You've been very vulnerable and open, maybe exposed. This person, her butt's showing, but she is wearing like a thin sheath. Oh, wow. And there's a huge cobra snake. But I feel like the cobra snake is actually like there to protect her. It's at the bottom there. And it's got its fangs out. That is ready to bite and snap. So, and here's the other thing is that interesting. So, okay. So the other thing is that this, I was calling it a sheath, but just kind of like a sheer material around her waist. And there's a rope that it's all attached to. And on the rope are the skulls of bird skulls. There are 5 bird skulls. And it's interesting because there are 2 birds in these 2 cards as well that were drawing my attention, but I wasn't quite sure. I was recently working with a client, and she said something, it's a phrase we've all heard before, but it was so awesome. And it's coming to mind again right now. But it's on the tip of my tongue. Something to the effect of, her being in the space of taking names and shoot. But, something like when you go from not feeling as empowered and then you move into a space of feeling more empowered, and you're finally like, that's it. I'm like, like metaphorically chopping heads, taking names. It was something to that effect. And I feel like that's what this is. So there could be some element of sexuality and feeling rejected for your sexuality, or just something that you feel very vulnerable about. Okay, there could be an element of you feeling very rejected for something that is very personal to you, and you're trying to walk away from it. There's still an element that you're still attached to, and it's as faint as that is, you still feel that connection and that attachment, and you're trying to walk away from it, and you've already maybe bitten off some people's heads, or just been like, that's it, fine, enough is enough. I'm letting go of certain people, right? There could be an element of that. And, there could be 5 people that you've already just said enough is enough and you're walking away from. But the other thing I want to say is, and I feel like there's some significance here, is that this building that she's walking into, it doesn't feel like something that's new. I mean, this is an old building, right? This is like a ancient structure, which could be part of the whole ancestral aspect, is that here you are emerging as this new type of person, but having to deal with old systems, right? Old expectations, old societal expectations. And what I wanted to really highlight is that there's a crack in the foundation. There's a crack down here, and there's some other cracks down here too. You might be part of what's contributing to the cracks in the foundation. But remember, we've got this sweet thing that is representative of moving in a positive direction. We just can't see all of it right now, right? You're at the beginning stages of it. That's what this is. You're at the beginning stages of it. We're still moving through some of the initial grief, some of the initial, I want to say new way of life. And the other thing, okay, so I'm getting a few different symbols. So we've got a lion. I want to say Leo the lion carved into this building over here. We've also, I wanted to call these color wheels. There's no color in them, but they remind me of color wheels. They also remind me of eyeballs. So as if you are being seen or being watched. And at the same time, right underneath that is a carving that looks symbolic of a lotus flower. And lotus flowers, what do we know? They emerge from the mud through all this water, right? And so there's water at the bottom of this card here. There's this flower here, and there's dew dripping off of it into this massive leaf that she is trying to hold, but it's all puddled up in this leaf, and then it's dripping down into, to the ground, to the floor. And you can see that it's almost as if she's being flooded with all of those tears and that grief. And I mean, water, as fluid as it is, water, helps shape stones, right? Erodes stones to the point of sand. And of course, I'm not the science expert here. Okay. So if there's more to it than that, which I'm sure there is, then, factor that in. But water actually has a power all its own, where it could literally crack a foundation, right? If there's enough of it. And so this could be this could even just be collective grief. Oh my gosh. This could be collective grief. And and being in a space of bringing down the house. So bringing down the house of just systems that are much larger than any single one of us. And on some level, possibly in different ways, we're all feeling the discomfort. We're all feeling the discomfort, and all of us are not able to fully see the way forward yet. But we're trying to move forward, and yet at the same time still trying to have some sense of control over where we're headed, and wait, but this is how I like things to be done, right? And I absolutely relate to this in my own way as well. You have to let me know if this resonates for you, okay? Right? You wanting to have put your own stamp on things, expecting things to happen a certain way, not being able to fully see clearly, but the part that you do have control over is shifting your perspective, really trying to flip from, the 6 to the 9, right? To receive the new, we have to release our grip on the old, release grip on the old. What if this girl let that ribbon go? It's a beautiful ribbon. It's got a beautiful, like flower bow thing right in front. But what if she were to let go of this and say, okay, I know that, this is a life, right? I don't want this to, I don't want anything to harm this new creation. I feel the discomfort of like moving in this new direction, but I also don't want to sabotage it. And so the discomfort is from hanging on to the old and trying to control the new. But that's just creating more and more grief. And so what if she were to let go of that ribbon and put some trust into, okay, I'm going to allow this deer to lead me on its own. I'm not going to try to restrict it. I'm going to, walk alongside it, do my best to keep up with it, but also know I also can control my pacing. Maybe I don't always go as fast as the deer, and can I be okay with that? Ooh, okay. That might bring up some fears too, right? Like, okay, what if I can't keep up? And so this is also an opportunity to work on releasing fear. We're not just placing trust in the deer and the new creation of what's being created moving forward. This is also an opportunity to strengthen our ability to put faith in the bigger picture, put faith in God, put faith in the universe, put faith in your higher self, put faith. What if we even say, I'm going to use this in another way now. This girl being attached to the past, we're going to look at this in a completely different way. What if she's being guided by her ancestors who are no longer here living on earth, but they can help guide her forward? But she's got to loosen the reins on trying to control everything. And so this makes so much sense. Anyway, let me know what's coming through for you. I'm actually going to that feels complete there. Let me see if the bottom of the deck. Wow. Bottom of the deck. How teachable are you? How open are you to going about the current discomfort, uncomfortable situation in a new way? Allowing yourself to shift. Recognize that certain beliefs or expectations of how things are supposed to go are actually contributing to the discomfort. But if you also know it's time for something to change and shift, well, then we've got to be able to, again, release the old, right? Yes, there are probably lots of things that were wonderful and beautiful about the past, and yet we are living beings who are going to continue to evolve and grow. And at least that's what's healthiest for us, to be able to evolve and grow. We've also got to allow ourselves to evolve and grow, which means on some level being able to be in the flow and not try to control every aspect of things. And so this woman, she's waking up. And she still has her eyes closed a little bit. She's got that violin right next to her. She's been, maybe she's cried herself to sleep, kind of like singing that old song. Singing that old song. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing. It just those moments when you can laugh. So laughing at myself. But just recognizing that the morning time. Okay, so what's coming through now is we are one of the best times of day for us to be able to shift into something new is actually first thing in the morning when your mind is relatively clear. So hopefully you're not struggling to sleep all night. But let's say, you've slept, you've been able to, on some level, release stressors of the previous day. And in that space where you've just woken up, you haven't been bombarded now with stressors from the new day. You are in a much more mentally clear and open space than you were than you would be, say, in the middle of the day or the end of the day, right? And so that's a fantastic time to meditate, or maybe start to just simply say, start to affirm some new affirmations, or allow yourself to feel more open to whatever is new and changing in your world. And so just simply taking a few minutes in the morning before you get up and do anything else, you're mentally awake. You haven't gotten out of bed or done anything else yet. Maybe you snoozed your alarm or something. But maybe just taking a moment to either do a meditation, if you have a meditation practice, or just start to, affirm for yourself, I am safe and I choose to be open and in the flow with this new transition that's taking place. And just sitting with that and allowing yourself to feel a sense of openness and ease to come in to your current situation. Underneath it, we also have say what you mean. So there could be some element of speaking up. Yeah, and under that we have family and tribe. Yep, there's another bigger story emerging. I'm not even going to get into that part. Okay, let's move to, we're going to just close out with a couple of decks here. This, I have really enjoyed this message. Let me know what, if you have too. I hope so. Also let me know if you'd be open to me doing some, some live pull a card readings on this YouTube channel. Pull a card for you, right? If you're able to join me live. Or you could just let me know in the comments if you'd want me to do something like that for you. Okay, what do we have here? Aura of love. It says, rejoice in the union of light and dark, of earth and sky. Welcome the balance of anima and animus. Acknowledge the masculine and feminine, the yin and yang, in perfect harmony with yourself. Going right back to the 69. So this experience of being uncomfortable could be something as big as a dark night of the soul experience, and you coming into union with yourself, recognizing your shadow side, recognizing the parts of yourself that you have denied or avoided, the parts of yourself that you may have made wrong for whatever reason. Could simply be neglected trauma from the past that never got resolved, or could be parts of yourself that you just never allowed yourself to fully embrace, or for a long time didn't allow yourself to fully embrace. This could be you even coming into union with, God or a higher power, whatever term you like to use for a higher power, and recognizing that you are not alone here on this journey. And allowing yourself to be wrapped up in this aura of love that wants to be there for you. It's like opening up. We are so powerful that we absolutely can close ourselves off to more love, to flow, to greater awareness and expansion and all the goodness and the gifts that can come through with change. Change doesn't always feel comfortable, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means we're not used to it, right? I know I've spoken about this in a previous video. I don't remember which one, but anyway, but it's like once we open up and allow ourselves to be just, there's all these like wisps of energy and color that are starting to float around this union. And however you see this union, this could be you and another person, or it could be you and your higher self, you and two aspects of you, like I said, right? Your light and your dark, accepting all aspects of you. And at the bottom of this deck, we have balance. So the discomfort may be that you're feeling unbalanced, but the discomfort is evidence that things are shifting to get you into balance. And I also want to highlight that like this doesn't have to be a once in a lifetime type of experience. Being human, we're constantly going to evolve, and the only constant is change, right? Things are going to continue to shift and evolve. And so the more we cultivate the ability to be in the flow, that supports us the next time around when things switch up on us, right? Things shift. And so there are times when we feel balanced, right? We come into balance and then we might think like, okay, things are good and they're just always going to stay that way, but we're human. So it's like, as good as things have been, it's like, okay, I know this game. I now need to allow things to shift and get back into balance again. I feel that anybody who's on some sort of, I personally believe we're all here on Earth for personal development. That doesn't have to be your truth, but just that's how I see things. But we may not always allow that to take place and unfold, right? And so, what was I getting at? There's no ending to it. So does that mean don't ever allow yourself to accept and appreciate where you are? Absolutely not. That's actually I believe that's part of it. But as you continue to up level, then there's always going to be another cycle of like, oh, okay. So getting a little unbalanced again, right? But the thing is, you do develop skills where it can be easier. It doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to be comfortable though. So, okay, last but not least, I'm going to close out with a Keeper of the Light deck card. Let's see. Wow, we went. I don't know why I get surprised at the time on these. I keep aiming for less time, but whatever. The messages feel complete when they feel complete, so it's all good. It's all in divine timing. Everything happens as it's supposed to. Okay, what is this one? Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. And oh my gosh, this is a big bird. Okay, so there is some sort of theme with birds here. Wow, and we have an eye again. Egyptian. There is kind of like an Egyptian theme. So another way you can support yourself through the discomfort and to, ultimately shift out of discomfort, right? What if we could allow this? This is an example of what you can do. What if I could allow this change to be easier? What if I could allow this to be comfortable, right? What if I could become comfortable with this period of change, right? Does change have to remain uncomfortable? What if it doesn't? Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. How would you like to experience this time of transition? You are fully seen and supported by your higher self, the divine, God, the universe. We have more power than we realize. And when I say power, we're talking about pure positive intent, okay? Pure positive intent for the greatest good of all, which of course includes you, right? So, yeah, this change, especially if we're talking about a collective experience that is all of us, right? All of us in different ways moving through this cosmic gateway of change. Hello, and we're still in August. Today's the 22nd, and the clock says 12:33. There's okay, and we had the lion showing up previously. Did I put that one away? No, it's right here. We had the lion. So this could be referring to the Lionsgate August. This could be referring to, still moving through a cosmic gateway, regardless of the date, right? I know we're past August 8th right now, but that's been showing up a lot for me lately. Oh, and right now on the clock, it says 12:34, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So you're moving through a new gateway, a new portal. And some way we all are. And the discomfort absolutely is real. We're not denying it. But your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. And so you also have the ability to shift how you are experiencing the discomfort to the point where what if you got to to being allowing yourself to be okay with discomfort to the point where it's no longer discomforting. It's now like, oh, wow, what if I could actually get more excited about this change we're moving towards? And oh my goodness, what goodness lies ahead of us? What fun surprises are ahead of us? Right? When you know what you're moving away from, you know what your hopes and vision are for the future, and maybe you don't know all of what you're moving towards, and some of it doesn't make sense. And what if you can become okay with that and create more of an energy of excitement around the unfolding, around being in a space of newness, about having an opportunity to release tension, to release grief of the past. Allow yourself to shift into coming into a sense of feeling more whole in who you are. And you might even say who you were always meant to be. And as you're going through that, releasing control of this, right? You don't oh my gosh, how much pressure is that to be going through your own inner experience and yet still trying to have control over, where is it? Oh, here we go. Still having your own inner experience and then still trying to have control over this new thing that's being created that really, God and the universe, we got it. There's already enough energy that's why, there's already enough that's been energetically created to take us in this new direction. So loosen the control because I'm trying to guide you forward. So you take care of you. Trust in how things are being built and where they're going, even if they don't quite look like how you expected. But recognize that your thoughts are also helping to create the new. And so the thing is this then brings in attachment and not being overly attached to what's getting created, but rather being more focused on the feelings. And so See, everything's always connected. So I think that's why these get so long, because I could continue the conversation, but then it becomes a little too much. And we don't need to do that to ourselves, because part of the message here is to release having to cover everything at once. So where are you most needed right now? Focusing on your inner experience and what's going on within you. And then your connection to the present and the future through your words and your thoughts. But don't, releasing the need to control how everything evolves moving forward outside of you. I hope that made sense. Okay, that is our message about discomfort. And I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know what you're taking away from today's conversation. And let me know if you'd be interested in some, card, like live card pulls for you, messages in the moment that would be relevant for you. I used to do a lot more of those, and I don't know, it'd be fun. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. I think I might even do one shortly after I post this. We'll see. So, okay. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.